Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, any questions, clarifications? Or it's all clear? So Vivikta Desha Sevitvam Aratihi Jana Samsadi we saw, right? These two values we saw. That craving for company is not there. All the time you want people around you. You can't be by yourself. Okay? So again, both those values go hand in hand. Okay. Then going further, he says the last two values now. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnana artha darshanam eta jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yatadonyata. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam. Okay. Adhyatma jnane, in this knowledge of the self, adhyatma jnanam, nityatvam, regularity, regular study of adhyatma jnanam, Vedanta jnanam in short, to create a value for the study, not a chore. Okay. It's like exercising. Who will remain fit? Who enjoys doing some exercise. If you enjoy exercise, you will always be fit because you will always do something or the other. Similarly, do you enjoy the study? You are studying yourself. Adhyatma jnanam. The study of Gita, Vedanta, etc. is the study of what you are. It is not something else. It is not like the study of physics where you are studying something else. Yeah. Like psychology, at least you are studying your mind. It's somewhere closer. This is much more so. You are studying what is the I that goes about studying everything else. The truth of that I. Therefore, nityatvam, nityam. Adhyatma jnane, with respect to this knowledge, nityam, regularity. To be committed to it. To have a love and commitment for the study. To cultivate that love. The more you start seeing yourself in this knowledge, the more that love will be there. Yeah. So to see that, to keep relating everything that you study to your own life, to you, because you will have Brahmavidya and Yoga Shastra. Brahmavidya is about yourselves, so those verses you relate to yourself. Yoga Shastra you relate to taking care of your mind, how you live in a manner taking care of the mind. Therefore, tad jnane nityatvam, regularity. Nityam always also means always there. Always meaning, well, either you are living it in terms of attitudes, etc., and regular exposure. I have seen people sometimes, when you teach in a place for a long time, you get this type of things also. Like a couple of students have come up to me and said, Swamiji, this is going a bit fast for me. I said, once a week is fast. Once a week only, na? When you are full time, it is 4 classes a day plus Sanskrit. It is like our camp. That I can understand can get heavy. But this is once a week. And that also something like this, sometimes there is a break. No, I will, study with your videos and all on your own and then come back. I said, okay, your choice. I wouldn't advise it, but your choice. And believe me, when they come back, they are worse off than when they were left. They have to start a couple of classes lower down, something more simple. Because before getting established in something, if you are going to stay away from it, you won't gain anything. Because remember, unlike the study of other subjects, this depends on a certain way of unfolding of expression. one verse will make sense if you have the vision of the whole, you'll know where to fit in. But to have the vision of the whole, you must go verse by verse. But if you're going verse by verse, how do I know where to fit this in? Catch-22 situation. So you need somebody who has a vision of the whole to present a verse so they know exactly where to fit in. Because the vision of the whole is there. The teacher has to have the vision of the whole. Only then it will make sense. Where does these things fit in? Therefore, exposure to a class, a teacher taking a class, becomes important. Adhyatma jnane nityatvam. In this knowledge of the self, your regularity is there in it. Yeah. Simple value. Okay, very easy to understand the importance of it. If you want moksha, this is it. If you don't want moksha, if you are thinking of just bettering yourself, etc., then no problem. Then nityatvam is not necessary. So anytime you come, you get 1 or 2 points to put in your life. Okay, theek hai. Like people come and tell me, what have you gained from the Gita? I become a better human being. You don't need Gita to be a better human being. You become a good human being and then come to the Gita. You can't be an adharmic person and start learning the Gita. Then you will use it for adharma. After all, Ishvara Arpanam is important. Na? I'll offer my action to the Lord and do all adharmic actions. You will twist the meaning. Kushalatam, skill is important. I'll become a skillful thief, I won't leave a trail. Those are not how you study the Gita. So you become a dharmic person and then you come. Some of you, but I make mistakes in dharma. We all do, don't worry. That's okay. That's okay. Because no one can follow dharma absolutely. It's always relative. Okay. That's why it's always taught in terms of stories, etc. To show the relative application. Therefore, Adhyatma Jnana Nityatva. What is that meant for? Tattva Jnana Artha Darshanam. Go to the why are you studying so much? What is Gita going to give you? Tattva Jnanam Tasya Artha Darshanam. That you are nothing but pure consciousness. That meaning Darshanam is as clear to you as seeing something. When you see the book, very clear this is a book. Similarly, when you know yourself, you are very clear. I am nothing but pure consciousness, limitless consciousness. Tattva Jnanartha Darshana. That is the end of the study. When is the study complete? The study is complete when you have this knowledge. Then you have this. Until then, keep studying. How long? 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, lifetime, many lifetimes. All of us have been exposed to this knowledge in some lifetime or the other. That's why in this lifetime we took it up. All of you, when you started, you heard that some Dadiwala is going to take a class, isn't it? You saw some ad, you saw some poster, you saw something on Facebook somewhere. Some Dadiwala is taking a class on the Gita. You had heard something about the Gita. Gita is like this, like that, like that. I'm sure by now what you have heard and what you have seen is completely different. And the Dadiwala looked okay. Nothing objectionable about it. Therefore, you came. Why? Because there was some samskara somewhere in childhood, previous life, sometimes it is there. Therefore, how long does it take? Not long. Not long. But some time. Yeah. To gain that nishtha takes some time. To gain clarity first and then that rootedness in that knowledge, that you can never be shaken from it. The second part takes a little time. Insight and this thing can be gained in one class. I know some people here again they say, that is true, they have said that. And then they have found suddenly their commitment is increasing. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam is increasing because of that. Because you're seeing it works, it can work. Words can do their magic. Allow that magic to happen. And then until you are very clear about it. Until you can say, Naham Sishya Natvam Guru. I am not the Sishya, I am not the Guru. A relationship continues for old time's sake. Yeah, I mean, he was a guy who got me up to here. Therefore, that thing goes, continue. That's all, nothing more than that. Yeah. Nothing more than that. Okay. Therefore, now he concludes that section, the long section this was, by saying, Eta jnanam iti proktam. All these 20 values. Okay. It started in the 7th verse. Amanittam aham adam bitvam ahimsa shanktir arjavam acharya upasanam shaucham stairyam atma vinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha anudarshanam asakti anubhishwangaha putradara grihadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishtanishtopapatyashu mayi cha ananya yogena bhakti yavya vicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aratihi jana sansadi adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam etad jnanam ete proktam. This is called jnanam. Anything opposed to it? Okay. Yad ataha anyata. Yadato anyataha. Anything opposed to it is ajnanam. Okay. Not other than this, everything is ajnanam. Okay. No. Anything opposed to these values is product of ajnanam, hate, jealousy, etc. Product of ajnanam, ahankaram. Yeah. No, but I am such a pitiable person, थोड़ा दया कीजिए ना मेरे ऊपर. Lot of ahankara is there, okay? Yeah. Why? Grief, etc. comes from ajnanam. Ajnanam is the basis of ahankara. Okay. Yeah, so that is also ahankara. That type of attitudes are also ahankara. Understand that. We think ahankara is only being proud and things like that. No. Victim thinking has got more ahankara. Yeah, victim thinking has a lot of ahankara in it. Yeah. At least somebody who is aggressive, etc., you can confront and make him understand a few things. The guy says, I'm nothing, I'm useless, I'm idiot. Hey, God. You have to work harder with that guy. Yeah. Correct, I'm not joking. Okay. Therefore, anything opposed to this is this thing. Any questions, clarifications before we go ahead? Or the whole question of these values. He calls it jnanam because they are jnana sadhanam. They are the sadhana to gain knowledge. The means to gain knowledge. Okay. The means, what you do, your attitude, etc. In such a mind that has got these values. समझिए ये सब याद रखने को मुश्किल है. How do I cultivate all of them? You start cultivating one or two, others will come in. Honestly, I'm not joking. Yeah. Now, amanitvam, adambitvam I'll start with. Then you have to build up your self-esteem, etc. Yeah, start with. Then integrity, etc. will come into the picture. Yeah. All that will come into the picture. Then you'll go to the teacher, therefore Acharya Upasanam will happen. Okay. Then you have to be regular with it, therefore Stairyam will happen. So you start cultivating a few, others will come in automatically. They'll automatically come in. Keep awarefully going over all these 20 values. Just reading that awarefully. This means this, this means this. You'll find a lot of it is coming into your life. In the class, I have explained it elaborately. You want a summary mode of it? Look into my blog. Very briefly. Couple of paragraphs on each. It's there on the website. Just couple of paragraphs. Quick. quick revision, like yeah. So when you do that, automatically they'll come into your life. Yeah. Grant your mind a condition to develop these values. Yeah. And that is why active life is important, because that gives you the field to cultivate these values. Somebody calls you stupid. Somebody calls you, who the hell do you think you are? Amanitvam, adambitvam. Yeah. It comes in. Yeah. I don't know. You feel like wringing somebody's neck. No, ahimsa. Shanti. Difficult situation, arjavam. Arjavam, relationships are very good for developing that. Especially for men. Because men have this type of thinking, And she'll get upset if she knows this, yaar. So you'll tell her bluff. You don't mean any harm. You are protective about your partner. Therefore you'll tell her white lie. Now she's got two things to be upset about. What you did and the white lie you told her. And believe me, for all the men here, women have a sixth sense for all these things. Yes, they will pick it up. Actually, anyone who's got a sense of empathy will pick it up. Yeah. And women are naturally empathetic. Their life involves being empathetic. How do they run a household without having empathy? So you have to be empathetic. It's very natural. Men also pick it up if you have empathy. Yeah. But men are too action oriented, so that empathy etc. thoda low ho jata hai. That's very typical. A man will go to a woman and say, "Are everything okay?" And she'll say, "Okay." She wants you to pursue it further, but she'll say, "Okay." And the man will say, "Okay, bola na, bas abhi chup baitho. Zyada puchne ka nahi." Typical. Forgetting that the girl has said okay, so hoping that you will take it forward. So she's not being assertive enough. You can accuse her of that. Yeah, if you want something, tell now. Ask for it, no? Ask for what you want. Generally they won't. Yeah. Anyway, that apart. So life gives you a chance to develop all these values. Then your mind is set to understand the truth. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam until tattva jnana artha darshanam. Very clear. Tattva jnanam, the knowledge about the reality. Tattvam. Artha darshanam. The meaning is very, very crystal clear to you. And you cannot know tattva jnanam unless you take it as yourself. You don't say this is the truth. Oh yes, Swamiji, I understand. Satyam jnanam anantam is Brahman. All right, fine. अभी मैं क्या करूं? You have not understood. Study again. No, I understood I'm Satchidananda, but I have to experience it. Study again. The Upanishad says it very clearly. Pavana punyena shravanam kuryat. Pavana punyena means puna. Again and again do shravanam, because you've got too many misconceptions. Clarify your doubts. You conceptualize too many things. Look at it. Even these values are not conceptual. You are studying them as an idea, that is true. But really speaking, they are not conceptual. They are the nature of your mind. This is what I should be having. We are not writing an essay. The values highlighted in the Gita compared to the values highlighted in the Upanishad. That can be okay if you want an MA in philosophy. But not if you want to know the truth. How is Viveka, Vairagya, etc. the same as Adambitvam, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, etc.? That should be the thinking. How they are not different, though they are presented differently. How they come to the same thing. How they refer to the same thing. That is the important thing to understand. Refer to a mindset that can not only understand the truth, but make it a part of your life. Not only a vision of the truth, but make it an integral part of your day-to-day life. So when you have been listening for some time and you find it is not reflecting in your life, this is where you look in and fine-tune. In fact, lot of the chapters 16, 17, etc. are all about fine-tuning, where it's not working. All about fine-tuning. How to fine-tune things, get things clear. हो जाएगा. Why should it not happen? Yeah. Okay. Then Jnanam you presented. Remember, long ago we started the 13th chapter with 3 pairs of words. Purusham Prakritim Chaiva. Okay. The unwritten verse. There are 700 written verses of the Gita. This one is unwritten. Okay? This one is unwritten. Very few books you will find it. Only you will find it in the Bhashya and everything, not other places. Okay? Only in the Bhashya and all you will find it, not anywhere else. Other places you won't find it. Because this is understood from the way the question is asked. From the way the question is asked. What is kshetram, kshetrajnaha? What is no? Purusha and Prakriti, Jnanam and Jneyam. So Jnanam he has done elaborately. Now he starts with Jneyam. What is Jneyam? So he says in the next verse, Jneyam yattat pravakshyami yat jnatva amrutamashnute anadimat param brahman nasattanna satuchyate. And nicely presented. Jneyam yattat pravakshyami. Now I am going to tell you what is Jneyam. Not that I have not mentioned before. He has mentioned it right in the 2nd chapter when he said Na bhavo vidyate sataha, etc. From there onwards he has been talking about Jneyam, what is to be known. Here he is restating that. Jneyam yattat pravakshyami. I will tell you what is Jneyam. Why? Yat jnatva. One way of looking at it. Yat jnatva. Knowing which amrutam tvam anushnute. Amrutatvam anushnute. You gain amrutam. Meaning you are free from birth and death, etc. You are free from the hold of time. Now how can knowing something make you free from the time? Let us say somebody is saying, here is a cup of immortality. Know this as a cup of immortality and you will become immortal. ऐसा होता है? पी लो और देखो क्या होता है. But first clarify, I will become immortal now or after death? Because you are asking me to drink something. No. Jnatva. Why? Aparam chet kartavyam, param chet jnatavyam. If you are going for a finite goal, money, house, partner, etc., kartavyam, there are certain things to be done for it. By knowing you will not gain. Hey, is there dinner at home? No, there is no dinner at home. You will have to make it afterwards. Okay. No, for me there is dinner, don't worry. Okay. But I have to make it. No problems. I have a lot of recipes written down. I know all the recipes. You know. Will it satisfy your hunger? You look through the recipes and start feeling more hungry. Why? All nice descriptions of good dishes. You not only have to make it, you have to eat it. Kartavyam. At least eat the recipe always. The cookbook, eat it. If you are like Jughead in Archie Comics, eat the cookbook. Then hunger will be satisfied. Aparam chet, kartavyam. This is a finite thing. You have to do something about it. Param chet, if it is absolute, jnatavyam, you have to know it. Why? If it is limitlessness, it cannot exclude you. Therefore, freedom from time makes you limitless. That limitlessness has to include you. Acha, I am part of limitless. If you are a part of limitless, you multiplied by a zillion times will become limitless. So that is limited. That is not limitless. Limitless cannot have part. That means what? I am that limitless. It looks limited in this body, but really speaking, it is limitlessness itself. Yat jnatva amritatvam ashnute. That's the only way you can gain immortality. By seeing that time and space doesn't touch you. You are that consciousness which is free from all time and space. All notions of time and space you are free from. And what is that? Anadimat Param Brahma. That has been put in the Upanishads or in the Gita as Anadimat Param Brahman. Without beginning and end. Space-wise no. Param Brahman. Brahman would have been enough. Why Param? Because people take Jagat Karanam Brahman as Ishvara. Therefore, to make a difference, he says Param Brahman. Not Jagat Karanam, but Param Brahman, pure consciousness. And what is the nature of that pure consciousness? Na sat, na asad iti uchyate. It is not taken as sat or asat. ये कैसा बात हो गया? I thought you said it's pure existence, etc. And here you are saying it is not sat, existence, not asat, non-existence. Now look at it. He is saying it has to be known as I, and it is free from all notions of existence and non-existence. Because we always have the idea of existence as opposed to non-existence. My head exists, the horns don't exist. Thank God. Something exists, something else doesn't exist. We always take existence as a quality of an object. Non-existence also as a quality of an object. Correct? Head exists. Horns don't exist. So we will say existent pot, existent cloth, existent laptop, all existence. Everything is seen as a quality of existence. Now let me shift your attention a bit to an example to make it clearer. Let us take golden ornaments. So we will say a golden bangle, a gold chain, golden ring. Correct? Golden is an adjective for chain, bangle, ring. You can have other ornaments also. You see, then ring made nose ring, ear ring. Then what do you wear on that? The belt? OBA. Then toe rings also. So, let us take 3. So, in all of them, golden becomes the adjective. But if you look at the thing, what is constant in all of them? Gold, no? So, Gold can be in any form. Form comes and goes. Gold is constant. Hey, this ring has become too tight for me. क्या करूँ? Pandemic में थोड़ा weight gain हो गया. Weight gain enough to be reflected on your finger. All right. So you melt it down and make another ring. So gold is constant, no? So the noun should be for the object, and for the quality the adjective should be there. So golden, there golden becomes adjective, ring becomes a noun. But if you really look at it, gold is a constant, everything else is adjective, no? What you call ring is actually an adjective, a form. Chain is an adjective, a form. Bangle an adjective, a form. So it should be what? Chainy gold, ringy gold, bangly gold. Correct, can I? That's correct, no? Because an adjective should define a noun, should add some value to the noun. So gold is constant, then value addition is what? In the form of chain, in the form of bangle, in the form of ring. But because our attention is on functioning, since our attention is on functioning, we are giving greater value to the form, not the content. Therefore, what should be actually be the adjective, the ring, etc., becomes a noun, because our attention is on functioning. Whereas if an investor in gold, you don't bother about the forms. You are interested in pure gold. Biscuit लेके रखो, bar लेके रखो, bond लेके रखो. Your attention is on gold. You don't mind the form. Why? You are a gold jnani. You know everything about gold. Not everything, some things about gold. Like the investor in gold may not know anything about the value of gold in physics, for example. Malleability, conductivity, all that he may not know. So some things about gold he knows. So similarly, since our attention is on functioning, all your life is about functioning only, no? All your life is about functioning only. What else is your life about? How you are going to do various things, no? Since your attention is on functioning, your attention becomes on the form. Therefore, existence becomes an adjective to the form, instead of the form being an adjective to the existence. Therefore, existence is common, but that you don't recognize because you are looking at the form and you say it exists or it doesn't exist. Therefore, to draw your attention back to the reality is presenting it as na sat, na asat. It is not conceptualized existence, it is absolute existence. Everything else is conceptualized. Bangle is a concept. I have seen some people wearing bangle on their feet, anklet. But it looks like a bangle only, round thick stuff. I thought an anklet was something that's gentle and delicate. No, thick stuff. Okay. ISO is here. Take care. And some people's earring looks like a bangle. अभी मैं क्या करूँ? साधु आदमी है, you don't understand some of these things sometimes. So, all this is because you have conceptualized existence through the forms. So, saying we are talking about you, that's the basis for all forms of existence. Consciousness, that is, all this we have seen in detail. We saw it at the camp also. What is there is only pure existence. And that is nothing but consciousness. So consciousness cannot be conceptualized. There is only one limitless existence, consciousness. Actually, existence or consciousness would be enough. But just for the sake of clarity, we use the word existence, consciousness. Satchit. Ananda is taken care of by saying limitlessness. The real meaning of the word Ananda is limitless. Na sat, na asad iti uchyate. Na sat, na asad iti uchyate. Okay. My God, it's free from all concepts. Then what about the world? It should be away from everything else, no? Pure shining gold, Isa. Like how you go into Reserve Bank lockers and see those bars of gold, or to Kolar mine gold field and look at it, chunks of gold. It should be like that, no? Away. No, that's not how the nature of it is. Look at it. Sarvata panipadam tat sarvato kshishiro mukam sarvata shruti loke sarvamavritya trishtati. Beautiful verse. The next 2-3 verses are so beautiful. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarva brachaiva nirgunam guna bhoktrusha. One verse after the other, beautiful. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatva tadajneyam durastam chantikecha. The whole chapter goes on that. The whole next 10 verses go on like this. Very beautiful ways of presenting it. This is one of the most profound presentations of this. Okay? Sarvata pranipadam tat. That pure existence consciousness is the basis for what? Has all hands and legs everywhere. Sarvata panipadam. Now he is talking about Vishwarupa. It is the same consciousness that is manifesting as Jagat Karanam Brahman. Sarvata panipadam. All hands and legs. Because my hands and legs are not mine, it is Ishvara's. Yeah, it's Ishvara's hands and legs. Sarvata panipadam. Sarvato akshi shiro mukham. All eyes everywhere. All seeing. All heads. All faces. Everywhere, what is there? Everywhere you see a face or a head or an eye, it is Ishvara's. Including your head and eye, okay? Sarvata Shrutiman Loke. Shrutiman Sarvataha, ears on all sides. Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. Why? Because it exists, that existence consciousness pervades everything. Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. It remains pervading everything. Remember its existence. Like how gold pervades every ornament that is there. Whether it is a chain or a bangle or a this. Or a ring. Nose ring, toe ring, anklets, belt. All of them. Sarvam avritya tishtati. There is only one existence consciousness. So what? You open your eyes and see names and forms. What is that? All manifestations of one existence consciousness. Close your eyes. What is there? One existence consciousness. Farak hai kuch? All there is only one existence consciousness. और क्या है? और कुछ नहीं है. Because every form that you see everywhere in any dimension of creation is all dependent on existence awareness. Existence consciousness alone is the basis. Therefore, now with reference to Vishwarupa, what is the content of that Vishwarupa? What is the reality of that Vishwarupa? Pure existence consciousness alone. manifest as forms, unmanifest, pure, formless. Even when the form is there, what is there is only formless existence. Can you say when the gold is there or when the bangle is there, the gold has disappeared? The weight of the bangle is the weight of the gold. The feel of the bangle is the feel of the gold. The value of the bangle is the value of the gold. Where is your bangle? I wear it here. Notional. Why can't you wear it here? Notion. Bangle is just a notion. Bangle is just a concept. Your ahankara is just a concept. What is there is only one reality. I am a human being. Concept. That's why he is presenting Sarvata Pani Padam Tat Sarvam Avritti Tishtati. There is only one consciousness and a lot of appearances. One gold, lot of appearances. If you have any doubts on that, come to me. Leave the gold behind, take the bangle away. This is called experiential learning. Once you do that, you will never forget it. मैं क्या करेगा bangle? I can't wear a bangle, and I don't have anyone to gift it to also. Otherwise at least I could gift it to someone. If I gift it to someone, all wrong ideas will come up. I don't want to do that. So मैं क्या करेगा bangle से? Gold I can. अभी we are picking up land for the ashram, this, that, etc. So gold we can use. So leave the gold, take the bangle away. The Pakistani government is asking for gold from all its citizens. Yeah. Because they are on another debt trap. Therefore, Sarvam, Avritti Tishtati, there is nothing other than existence, awareness, everything else is a concept. If you understand with gold, it is an example. You have to extend it to everything in life. That's why he is putting these verses. Eyes, ears, mouth, everywhere. All that is what? Ishwaras. Halfway house is to say it's Ishwaras. Easier to understand. Because Ishwara is a whole manifestation. No? We have seen Vishwarupa Darshanam. 11th chapter. Vishwarupa. So the content of that is one consciousness. Even when the Vishwarupa is there, what is there is one consciousness. Exactly like how when the bangle is there is only one gold. Bangle does not display the gold. Being a human being does not display consciousness. Being an animal does not display consciousness. A thought does not display consciousness. What you are is nothing but that consciousness, in which all these ideas come up and all these ideas die down. Sarvam avritya tishtati. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarvabhrachaiva nirgunam gunabhoktracha. Beautiful verse. What a verse. If you really see yourself like this, you will appreciate the beauty of the way these verses are written. Sarvendriya gunabhasam. It appears as having the gunas of all the indriya, sense organs. At the same time, sarvendriya vivarjitam is free from all the sense organs. That's why I always present what? The body is, you are independent of the body is dependent on you. From the seer-seen logic, it is not just you are different from the body. That is the first in the beginning. You are the seer of the body, therefore you are different from the body. Then what? Then to see the body as dependent on you, you being independent. Why? Consciousness does not need a body. The body needs existence consciousness. If there is no existence consciousness, the body cannot exist. It's a form of existence. But you as existence consciousness will exist, body is there or not there. Therefore, sarvendriya gunabhasam, sarvendriya vivarjitam, asaktam sarvabhrachaiva. Asaktam, untouched by anything. Why? It's a different degree of reality, therefore asakta. But asaktaham sarva bhrutchaya. At the same time, it carries everything with it. It's the basis for everything. Sarva bhrit, it sustains everything. Like the gold is not touched by the bangle because there is no real bangle. But the bangle is sustained by the gold. So similarly, you are not touched by anything. Asaktaha. Everything, it's a manifestation. You know, a wave in the ocean. It can be very heavy on the ship. It can sink a ship. 100 feet tall wave. Okay. Or even, what do you call, once in 100-year wave. There are waves like that. The wave comes and the ship disappears. You don't know where the thing has gone. Like that it is. Rare, very rare, but it is there. But that wave is not heavy on the water. No? Water sustains the wave. Asaktam guna bhrutchaiva. Untouched by that wave. At the same time, the one that sustains the wave. Untouched by all the names and forms, but the one that sustains all forms. I consciousness. I. Don't see Ishvara alone. I. Bring I into the picture. You the consciousness. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam. Asaktam sarva bhrutchaiva. Nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Nirgunam itself free from any qualities, any names and forms, any qualities. But guna bhrutchaiva, it sustains all the gunas. Sustains all the gunas. All the gunas, the qualities, etc. Nama, Rupa, Jati, Guna, Kriya, all of them dependent on existence consciousness. And existence consciousness free from all of them. Guna bhrutchaiva. Okay. Nirgunam guna bhrutchaiva. Itself nirgunam, pure consciousness. Consciousness does not have any gunas, because if it has any gunas, it will become finite. Isn't it? If you're using, that's why you don't use descriptive words for the consciousness. Because if you are describing the consciousness, it'll make it finite. But Swamiji, what about the word existence consciousness? We are not using them as descriptive. We are using them to mean the very content. It's not description. Satyam Jnanam Anantam is not a description. It's not an adjectival relationship. It's the very content itself. Yeah. Satchidananda is not description of you. What is Sat. Existence is Sat. Chit is consciousness. Sat and Chit are not two different things. We have seen this before. They are one and the same. Therefore, what is consciousness. Anandam, limitlessness. Therefore, what is limitless consciousness. What is existence is limitless consciousness. They are not descriptive words. Don't look at it as a description. What is the nature of Atma? Sachidanandam. Oh, 3 words describing the Atma. No. One entity. 3 words to highlight it. Any one word is enough if you understand it. If you understand, one word is enough. For meditation, one word is enough. 3 words only to make you understand it. You have soch lo today, okay? After the class today, tomorrow, day after, etc. Think about it a bit. I'm sure there will be doubts. And next class, you write down those doubts, and next class I ask it. If you don't write down, you may forget the doubt. And next class wonder, what is the doubt? Thoda kuch tha doubt, sir, but I can't remember. I can understand you don't remember the knowledge. You can't remember your doubt also. Ye kya baat hai? Knowledge is the Gita's, okay? It is giving it to you. But doubt is your own. Okay. Therefore, Sarvendriya gunabhasam, Sarvendriya vivarshasaktam. Nirgunam guna bhoktracha. Then what? Very nicely presented. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatvat tad avijneyam durastam chantike chata. This jneyam, what's to be known? Bahirantascha bhutanam. It is both inside and outside beings. Huh? I thought all this time Atma is inside me, and what do you think is outside in the world? What is there outside? That's also nothing but Brahman. No? All forms are dependent on Brahman. Forms are outside the body, isn't it? Therefore, Bahirantascha bhutana. It's a very nice verse about this. Okay. Antapurnam Bahipurnam. Inside it is full, outside it is full. And an example is given for that. Purna kumbha iva ambase. Like a kumbha, a pot put into the water. Is full. Inside the pot is full, outside also it is full pot. Water is both inside and outside. Purna kumbha iva ambase. Then same thing is put differently. Anta shunyam bahishunyam. Inside empty, outside empty. Okay. How? Shunya kumbha ivambare, like an empty pot kept in the sky. Sky means out here, okay? Not out there. Here. In space. Anta shunyam bahishunyam. Shunya kumbha ivambare. So now take it what you want. We tend towards Purnatvam because that's what you have to realize. That you are Purna. Okay. Not Purna the river, you are Purnam, okay? Purna the river is in Kerala. Okay. Alright. Bahirantascha bhutanam. Acharam charamevacha. Acharam is limitlessness. How does it move? How can the infinite move? It cannot move. At the same time, you can go for a walk and come back. Charamevacha. Because you can go for a walk or you can't go for a walk. I am going to go for one after the class is over. So, as though moving, itself not moving. Yeah, it's as though it is moving around. Everything in space is in motion. No? There is no stationary object in space. Everything is in motion. At the same time, it is limitlessness. Can it move? Even space can expand, according to the latest theories in science, etc. But not I consciousness. Consciousness is always there, limitlessness. If it is limitless, it cannot expand or contract. In it, all expansion and contractions happen. Okay. So, it is so beautiful. So, why don't I know it? Why don't I experience it? Sukshmatvad tad avijneyam. Very subtle. It looks so contradictory. It's very subtle. Requires a subtle mind to understand it. It requires a subtle mind and subtle teaching for you to understand it. Both are necessary. Sukshmatvad tad avijneyam. It's not known. Your attention is all on the forms alone. In fact, the Kathopanishad says, Paranchikani vyatirnak swayambhu. Paran pashyati nantaratma. It looks like the Lord has destroyed himself, destroyed all of us also. Why? All our sense organs are external focus, therefore see only external things. Na antaratma, not the Atma that is Pratyek, I, doesn't see that. Sees only things other than I. Acha hai. If it is internal focus, you will see your digestive organs, etc. Gadbad ho jayega. Imagine. All the time you can see, you don't need a sonography or an MRI or something like that. Where is Dr. Sunita? She'll go out of business. Okay. Yeah, your profession won't exist then. Thank God, that is not there. And how will you relate to somebody? Oh, what a beautiful person. And then suddenly you are seeing skin and bones and skull. Oh my God. Difficult. The Lord knows what He is doing. Okay. But Sukshmatva, Avijnayam. Durastam Chantikecha. It is far. Far for whom? For one who is steeped in ignorance. Antikecha. It is close. Can't be closer. For whom? For one who knows it. For one who knows it. Or you can say it is far. Wherever you go in the vast expanse of space, what is there is only one consciousness. Why? Because it is me. I am there. Antikecha. Both ways you can look at it. Traditionally, you look at it the other way, the first one. Okay? Yeah. It's far for those who don't know. Therefore, they have to get out of the house to search for the truth. Go all the way to Rishikesh. And when you understand what? Idiot. It's you. What were you looking for outside? It's yourself. Antikecha. Can't be closer. Once you know it is not closer, then can't be closer. If you don't know, it seems very far. सब जानना पड़ता है, ये करना पड़ता है, तपस करना, all notions you have. All notions you have. It's simple. Take care of your mind. Understand the truth. That's all. Can't be simpler. If you want to gain siddhis, powers, etc., tough. Lot of struggle is involved. To know the truth, what struggle? The teacher has to struggle to make you understand. All the work is done by the teacher. And it is not a struggle for him, it is fun for him. Okay? All teachers enjoy it, it is fun. Maja aata hai. If there are bad students, the teacher becomes even better. Now you know why I am a good teacher. 35 years teaching in Bombay, what do you expect? I'm not putting down somebody, okay? I'm just making a joke. Okay? Therefore, once you know, it's close. If you don't, it's far. There are more of this, but that we will see next time. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.